And we are back. We're back. Welcome back to another video, y'all. Okay, so we're here to get into Exhibit 3 of the Tory Lanez versus Megan Thee Stallion file for protective order. All right, so without further ado, y'all see my copyright disclaimer at the bottom. I am not a paralegal, I am not an attorney, and I am not a judge. I am simply saying that, hey, I know how to read. And without further ado, here is the plaintiff Megan Pete's unopposed motion for order to show cause why Daystar Peterson should not be held in contempt for violating this court's order permitting his deposition. Now, this was filed many months ago. All right. Now, this is also on my X page. It's so many posts ago, but that's a good thing where we're going over it right here. And as y'all do know, it will be in the description box below. So, this particular exhibit is 83 pages. We will not be reading 83 pages, okay? So this consists of the actual unopposed motion. It also has exhibits. Now, some of the exhibits we have already seen or I've already read over. However, I will show you, and then again, it will be in the description box below. But we're just going to briefly read over this, and then I will give y'all some time back by reading what we read over and then continuing on your own. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, plaintiff Megan Pete, by and through undersigned counsel, files this motion for order to show cause why Daystar Peterson should not be held in contempt for violating this court's order permitting his deposition. In support thereof, Ms. Pete states as follows: Mr. Peterson's conduct during the deposition was so disruptive, inflammatory, and inconsistent with the basic norms of civil litigation that even his own counsel, who also represents the defendant, Milagro Cooper, disavowed it. As a result of Mr. Peterson's misconduct, the deposition had to be terminated shortly after it began. Now, y'all see that? Although his conduct was shocking, it was not a complete surprise. From behind prison bars, Mr. Peterson telegraphed his intent to defy the court's deposition process, boasting in a press release issued by Unite the People that he would refuse to testify. See Unite the People Inc. press release on April the 7th of 2025, attached as Exhibit B. Just before the deposition, Unite the People's CEO, Caesar McDowell, mocked the process on his social media account, writing, "Good luck trying to get Mr. Peterson to testify to anything. It's just not what he does." See Exhibit B. That proved prescient. Mr. Peterson flouted that court. Flouted this court order authorizing his deposition and refused to testify to anything. The court should issue an order to show cause why Mr. Peterson should not be held in contempt for one, violating the court's directive permitting the deposition to proceed, two, squandering the time of his own counsel and counsel for Ms. Pete, three, misusing the resources of California prison staff, and four, otherwise abusing the judicial process. Once the court issues the order to show cause and affords Mr. Peterson an opportunity to respond, the court should then order him to one, return to the deposition and conduct himself as if he were appearing in court, and two, bear the cost of the initial and follow-up depositions. Finally, the court should warn him that if he fails to do so, he will be punished with further confinement when he completes his current sentence. Now, let's get into the actual background. This cause is about the extensive and persistent defamation by defendant Milagro Cooper of plaintiff Megan Pete. Ms. Cooper is a social media personality. Starting in 2020 and continuing to the present, defendant Cooper has used her social media accounts to spread defamatory statements, deep fake corn videos, and outright lies about Ms. Pete at the behest and command of Mr. Peterson. At the It says, as the court knows from its review of the legal sufficiency of the amended complaint, In 2022, Mr. Peterson shot and wounded Miss Pete. He was charged, tried, and convicted for his crime. He is now serving a 10-year sentence in a California prison. Since the shooting and through the present, defendant Cooper has worked on a coordinated campaign with Mr. Peterson to defame and delegitimize Miss Pete. Ms. Cooper has acted at Mr. Peterson's direction, helping him circumvent multiple protective and gag orders that bar him from speaking publicly or posting about the matters. Ms. Pete filed this case to set the record straight on Ms. Cooper's lies and hold Ms. Cooper accountable for her misconduct. To demonstrate the level of malice underlying Mr. Cooper's conduct, including her coordination with Miss Pete's assaulter, Miss Pete noticed Mr. Peterson's deposition. Because of Mr. Peterson's imprisonment, the federal rules of civil procedure required an order from this court to depose him. See Fed R. Civ P30A2B. Ms. Pete moved for such an order, and you can refer back to docket 41, which was unopposed by Mr. Peterson's lawyer, who also represents defendant Cooper in this action. CID, noting that the motion was unopposed. The court granted the motion and entered an order permitting Mr. Peterson's deposition to proceed, and you can look at docket 42. That deposition proved to be a waste of time. Mr. Peterson refused to treat his deposition with any seriousness. In the 44 minutes on the record, Mr. Peterson feigned ignorance regarding the definition of basic words such as discuss and approve, harassed Miss Pete's counsel about her appearance, interrupted questioning to discuss his answer with his and Miss Cooper's counsel, and pretended that the video equipment was not working despite prison staff confirming it was functioning properly. As a result, Mr. Peterson's contemptuous behavior, Miss Pete's counsel suspended the deposition so that she could bring his misconduct to the court's attention for redress. So let's get into Mr. Peterson's deposition conduct. As y'all can see here, when asked if Mr. Peterson had ever met with any attorneys to prepare for his deposition, he pretended to not know what the word meat meant in context and offered a monologue about how meat had a variety of definitions, including a sexual context. So as y'all can see here, pause your screen, you can actually take a look at Miss Henderson, which is Megan Pete's counsel, and then as you can see there, Mr. Peterson, that's his reply. So you can pause the screen, and as y'all always know, the actual court document will be linked in the description box below, okay? So y'all just look, pause the screen. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a lot, y'all. Again, this will be in the description box below, okay? So we're just going to scroll on through just to look and see what else is here. Okay, so Exhibit A. Now, we just read over this. So we've already seen this particular exhibit. Let's go over to see what is Exhibit B. Okay, so we're going to get into the actual post from Unite the People, Inc. So as y'all can see right here, Unite the People, Inc. CEO Caesar McDowell sets the record straight on deposition. Lately, I haven't been responding to all of the rhetoric in the media, but after reading the misinformation attempted to be spread by the media, puppet or puppets, I can no longer bite my tongue. Megan Thee Stallion's lawyers continue to try and give, and if y'all can't see that, let me see. Well, no, we're going to read it from right here. Give the parents, I'm not sure if y'all can see this, but just read along with me or just listen. Their case against Milagro Cooper is successfully progressing by giving their supposed mouthpiece, Megan Cuniff, and all other persons, media or non-media, wrong information. Perhaps Megan Cuniff really does not know what she is talking about, just as she misunderstood, perhaps intentionally, or tried to spin the fact that UTP forced Megan lawyers to change their allegations against Mrs. Cooper twice, resulting in them admitting their complaint multiple times. She now misunderstands, again, perhaps intentionally, the meaning of a potential deposition of Tory Lanez. She continues to speak and removes all doubt she is ignorant. Tory Lanez is not a party to Megan Thee Stallion's lawsuit against UTP client Megan Cooper, and therefore UTP is not obligated to produce Tory Lanez for a deposition. Nor did UTP agree or disagree to a deposition of Mr. Lanez or any other potential witness. By law, Megan lawyers can depose any person they believe possesses useful information to their case. To imply UTP is going along with Megan's wishes or somehow is being manipulated into going along is simply wrong. As everything else Miss Cuniff and others have said, despite her efforts to show she is the most useful of ignorant tools to Megan's counsel, she is repeatedly wrong about what is really happening in this case. Lastly, if you know Tory Lanez how I do, good luck trying to get him to testify to anything. It's just not what he does, and he definitely did not agree. He put it in quotation marks to testify. Now, Caesar McDowell, CEO, Unite the People Inc. And this is showing from the actual Instagram page of Unite the People USA and Caesar McDowell. All right. And then here he is sub quoting or sub, y'all see Megan Cutiff's name there. He says, I'm going to say it to you so you can never or ever say no one made you aware. He says, you are being a culture vulture. You are trying to gain relevancy in a business that you are not relevant in. The only people who know you are these people who are involved in this case, friends, families, but you are playing with these young black people's lives. And there's nothing cool about that. You have clearly taken sides and probably more, but we'll leave that between you and I. For now, you know what I'm talking about. But the way you are playing with these young black people's lives isn't funny to me. Everything you're trying to do, you think it's cute. But this is a young black man, two young black women. These are black children, black families, black mothers, black fathers, black brothers, and you're playing with their lives just so you can get some likes, so you can get some views, so you can try to be relevant. That is the definition of cultural vulture, if not slave master. You are trying to get rich by defaming and degrading these black people. And it's time someone told you you are out of line. Don't give A and then D. He, blank that out, but y'all know what that means about your opinions. Don't nobody give a D about how you feel. You're supposed to be a reporter. If you're a reporter, then report on the facts. You do that won't, well, what did he say? You do that won't nobody give will nobody have a problem with it. The problem is you think this is a game and there's a lot of people involved and there's a lot of black families who are affected by this, a lot of people in pain. Friends, and then it's cut off right there. I can't see past that little piece right there. Media or non-media wrong information. Perhaps Megan Cuniff really does not know what she is, and then I really can't see that it's blocked. Megan's lawyers to change their allegations against Ms. Cooper twice, resulted in them amending their complaint multiple times. She now misunderstands, again, perhaps intentionally, the meaning of a potential deposition of Tory Lanez. She continues to speak and removes all doubt she is ignorant. Tory Lanez is not a part. Okay, so we already read that part. And then here he again. All right, Exhibit C. All right, as y'all can see here, this is the deposition of Daystar Peterson. Now, we read over this, but again, we're just going to skip over this piece. If you would like to read this, it will be in the description box below, along with this particular court document here. So as y'all can see right here, so I'm just going to scroll and make sure there's not any other exhibits. Again, this will be in the description box below. We've already read over this on Twitter. Well, I posted it on Twitter. I read over this. Let me stop lying. I read over this, well, part of it on Station Head. I didn't read the whole thing. And that's pretty much the rest of this page. Quite lengthy. It was 44 minutes, I do believe they said it was. But as y'all can see, that's the end of it. Again, I will have this in the description box below. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all soon. Also, wait, before I get out of here, this is just exhibit 3. There were 3 more exhibits. What I will do is I will go ahead and link those exhibits as well at the bottom of this video. So you'll have exhibit 3, which is here. I will then add exhibit 4, exhibit 5, and exhibit 6 so that y'all have that at your arsenal. How about that? All right, y'all. The like button is free. The follow button is free. And the share button is also free. When you lead with integrity, you never have to worry about somebody questioning your loyalty or your intentions. And with that being said, talk to y'all soon.